Hello YouTube, it's Mr. Magz here, back with another Pokemon Showdown battle. Now this is a battle against just someone random on the OU tier on this site. And I thought this could actually be a pretty interesting battle. We're both using teams of Pokemon that I generally don't really see all that often in the OU tier. Like I don't think I've ever faced a Luxray in the OU tier on this site before. So that could actually be pretty interesting. What I come to find out is that I think what I think this guy did was he essentially recreated a team that he had in a recent Diamond and Pearl remake or Diamond and Pearl playthrough in Showdown for some reason. I don't know why, especially considering Showdown has every move available, like regardless of how they get it. Every move available for that Pokemon to have is available on Showdown, yet he decided to have clearly a playthrough team. Not even the type of playthrough team where all your Pokemon have just 4 attacking moves, like most people do. He has it where, like that Medicham has both Confusion and Psychic, which is something that, like, someone who was just starting out in Pokemon would tend to do. Have multiple of one type of attack, just because that type of attack is the same type as the Pokemon. Like most people, when they pick Charmander, they'll end up with a Charizard who has 4 fire moves or something like that. And all of his Pokemon have very similar movesets like that. So yeah, that was very interesting to kind of figure that out. So let's see how I deal with this noob, shall we? He starts off with Blissey, and I start off with my Pelipper. Expecting a Toxic from this Blissey, like I should, I switch into my Lapras because it has Hydration, but he switches out into his Luxray. Okay, expecting an Electric type move, I switch into my Palisand, and then he hits me with a Shockwave. Shockwave, not Thunderfang, not Wild Charge or anything, not even Spark, but a Shockwave. And that's when I realized this is a noob right here. Okay, whatever. So I go Psychic, just because I saw he had a balloon, he had an air balloon, so I obviously couldn't use Earth Power. And of course, Ice Fang does nothing to my Lapras. So I just go straight for the Toxic, because why not? And then I kind of realized something. My Lapras and my Palisand can essentially shut his entire team down. His Luxray can't do anything to my Palisand. His Infernape clearly really can't do much to my Palisand. Machamp can't do anything to my Palisand. Gyarados can't really do anything to my Lapras. And as long as I just keep switching in between these two, I'll eventually win. Like even if he switches into Machamp, I can just go straight back into Palisand because it's statistically only going to know fighting moves, and I can just keep toxicking stuff until I win. And that's essentially what I end up doing. I switched into Palisand expecting a fighting type move, and he just used Dynamic Punch on me, further indicating that this guy is clearly a noob because he doesn't understand the fact that fighting isn't very good against Ghost, or it doesn't have any effect against Ghost for that matter. And he wouldn't be expecting a switch because why would I switch out when it's a Palisand versus the Machamp? Even if I was expecting a Dark type attack, I could still probably take it. Palisand has ridiculous HP and defense, so you should probably take it. Regardless, I take out that Machamp, and it's just kind of clear, smooth sailing from here. Probably what he should have done at some point throughout this battle. He probably should have got into Blissey just to stall a little bit. I don't know what I don't think I ever really figured out what moves the Blissey knows, but regardless, that Blissey could have at least stalled me out a little bit. So I'm just kind of dealing with this Luxray, and I probably should have used Earth Power there, but I was expecting to switch into Gyarados like he should have done, but he didn't. So I go into Lapras. And he finally goes into Blissey, something he should have done from turn 2. Like, after he realized that Palisand and Lapras could shut him down, he should have gone into Blissey a long time ago. Well, something I didn't mention is the fact that Luxray knew Hyper Beam, which is another indication of this being just a noob playthrough team. Because when you're playing through Pokemon for the first time and you see Hyper Beam, just how powerful that move is, you're gonna want to give it to as many things as possible. That's what I feel he did with this Luxray. So since now my Lapras is poisoned, I go into Pelipper, then switch back in order for the hydration to kick in. And I'm not really scared of this Luxray. Like, I've only seen it use Shockwave and Hyper Beam, and I kind of feel like it would have used a stronger electric type move if it had it. So yeah, I just go surf and take it out. He goes back into Gyarados, and this Gyarados can't really do anything to me. I'm actually faster than the Gyarados, which kind of makes me feel that the Gyarados or this guy doesn't have any real like idea of what EVs and IVs and stuff are. So yeah, he goes back into Blissey, toxics me again, so I continue just to shut down everything. I go back into Pelipper and use Psychic, which is not like a bad thing to have on Blissey. Like if you are going to have, just some like attacking move, Psychic isn't the worst. But since he has a Medicham, I don't really know if it's necessary. And also, Thunderbolt Ice Beam combo is always like kind of nice if you are going to go for the special route. But why not just go Seismic Toss, whatever. So if he just keeps trying to use Psychic on me, well, I just kind of whittle away at that Blissey with Toxic Poison. He's back into Medicham, and I, of course, just go back into Palisand. And Confusion still doesn't kill me. So not wanting to get any of my Pokemon defeated, I wanted this to be a 6-0. Like, I was determined at this point to make this a 6-0. Go back into Saurina, and I just hit him in the face with a Chop Kick, and after Poison, he's going to be defeated. So, yeah. And like I said, that Medicham has both Confusion and Psychic, which I don't understand that. Like, why would someone have a team full of Pokemon that don't have moves when they have access to all the moves possible? It's one thing to have, a team on Wi-Fi in actual Pokemon Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon and not have all the moves it can know. Like, say you want a Pokemon to have an egg move that, they obviously can't learn naturally, but you don't feel like breeding all that. So you just, don't worry about it and pick a different move instead. That's fine. Or back in Gen 4, when TMs weren't infinite, and you have to ration your TMs, and certain Pokemon might not be able to get certain moves. Again, that's fine. But when you're on Showdown and you have access to every egg move a Pokemon has ever learned, every event move, every tutor move a Pokemon has ever learned throughout any generation, and you decide to give your Medicham both Psychic and Confusion, and you decide to give your Luxray Shockwave, not Thunderbolt, not Spark or Thunderfang or anything like that, Shockwave, that's just really confusing to me. So, have you guys ever fought anyone like this on Showdown? I'd like to know how you dealt with that. And I'll see you next time.